Hey everybody, Jason Feger here, Jason Palubiki. Welcome to the YouTube channel. Appreciate everybody tuning in, checking us out. We're gonna do a little bit of a dome recap, talk about the Gateway Dirt Nationals. Well, definitely one of my favorite races of the year. It's unlike no other event we have. The excitement's crazy, the fans are crazy, just elbows up, getting after it. So I love this event. We had a pretty good weekend. Thursday, we had the last car out to qualify. We qualified really well and ended up third fast, ran second in their heat. They watered the top right before we went out, gave Shannon a pretty good advantage there on me. Pretty good in the feature. Got us to the front row of a heat race on Saturday, but it was a wild event. So we raced on Thursday. We have Friday off. Kind of nice being able to just hang out pretty much on the merchandise stand all weekend. Huge event for us, merchandise sales, and it's awesome to meet a lot of fans every year, come back, and new fans. And so I pretty much Friday, I just hang out up there, sign autographs, and try to take in as much racing as I can. Jason was down in the pits, maintenance of the car, getting it ready. And then the racing Friday was pretty wild.
Yeah, it was definitely wild. It was more eventful than Thursday, I'll say that. The track had a lot more character in it.
It's a nice way of saying it was very rough.
Yeah,
it was crazy. The gloves came off on Friday for sure. I mean, they were throwing elbows, a lot of drama. You got the O'Neill and the Carpenter drama.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty wild. I mean, the fans, it's just good to see the fans going crazy. They just get into it so much. So that's just awesome. But then, good race Friday and set us up for Saturday.
We had a bunch of people ask about the carb.
About the carb?
Why did we switch? Did we throw a restrictor in it? So if you want to...
Yeah.
For Thursday?
Well, for Saturday.
Oh, for Saturday. We went back to...
Thursday, we went back, or we did it, and then we went back.
Yeah, Thursday we switched the carb just to try and tame the motor down a little bit because it was so slick, and then it didn't work out as well as we thought it would, so we just went back to the old reliable. Butter eat.
Yeah, it's when you get slowed down that much, I'm not a big restrictor guy or a small carburetor guy anyway, especially with the motor we had in there. And sometimes you choke them down. You got to really when it gets really bogged down because you turn it so slow per RPM, it just doesn't want to jump up off the corner and have the torque that the bigger carburetor has. So for me, at that place, I typically don't like to cut it down, but we tried it and I just didn't think it was quite as good, so we went back to what I typically do there. On to Saturday, so man, Saturday was crazy. There was quite a few people Thursday, a decent amount Friday, and then Saturday was just insane. I mean, I feel like that was the biggest crowd I've ever seen there. The pits were packed, the
whole lower tier.
The whole, it was
I've
awesome.
never seen it.
It was just, it had a great energy, a great buzz. So that's a good feeling as a driver. That gets you amped up, wanting to go. The car was really good all weekend, and the track, we hadn't been on the track like that, so we didn't change much. Freed up just a bump from where we were on Thursday for that heat race on Saturday, and we were really good. The car had a lot of dig and was able to win our heat race, and
had the rolls reversed with Babb.
Yeah, me and Babb had the rolls reversed. They watered the top for me that time, so worked out in my favor. And Saturday it was a little brutal in heat races, though. I mean, there was too many cars, too many bad cars. It makes a long day. But luckily we came out with the heat race win. Car was really good. We put us starting 9th in the feature. So obviously, one thing that's come with the Gateway is the driver intros, and we don't get to do that anywhere like we do there. It's awesome for the fans. The pyro, the national anthem, the driver intros. It truly makes it a show. It lets us kind of put our personalities out there, have a little fun. I mean, so it's really cool to see what everybody's going to do. Definitely one of the favorite parts of the night. Although I wish they'd let us see the pyro. I wish they'd do driver introductions and then do the pyro and the national anthem, so we can all stand out there and see it. It sucks being behind the curtain, not be able to see all that, but it is an awesome intros. I mean, it's really cool.
Yeah, and then Rusty singing the national anthem. And
you can't be wrong with Rusty Shields singing the national anthem. He does a great job. Rusty. On to the feature. I mean, man, I was pretty disappointed. I felt like our car was really good all weekend, and the worst car I had on the whole weekend was in the feature. I made a couple I made a couple adjustments. I made a right front spring adjustment and a couple rounds on 4-bar, and it just, I mean, it made the car lazy. I mean, I don't know. I mean, unless it was something else, but we just, it wasn't very good. That was hands down the worst it felt all weekend, which is pretty frustrating because I felt like we had a really, really good car. So that definitely was, definitely hurt to be off in that situation. You know, a race I really want to get the win at. And then obviously the track got really, really rough. So we probably, looking back, you know, we should have made a few changes. It's like, it's hard to find that balance. You know, you think it's going to get rough, but then, you know, I could have made some changes. Definitely could have made changes to get through the holes a lot better. But, you know, anything you're doing that, you're probably robbing traction, robbing some side bites. So you're going to give up on some other areas. But, I mean, obviously looking back, we should have definitely made some changes, or at least left the car alone, at least give ourselves a little bit better chance. You know, it was a weird race. There really wasn't that many yellows. Usually there's a ton of yellows. The first,
pretty quick.
Yeah, the first couple yellows, you know, I got stuck on the inside, and the outside was a spot to be. So, you know, not only am I losing a spot with a guy pulled up next to me, it was like the next row would always get me too. And I was just trying to be patient and hopefully get some more yellows, and I'd get the outside and get some spots back. And it never really worked out that way. And then unfortunately, we went a lap down to Herrington there, and you know, just and once that happens, you're pretty much done, you know, because the yellow came out right after that.
Yeah.
So I was done pretty much after that. I just put it to the bottom, and you know, they were dropping out like flies, and guys were smoking the hole. So I just kept it as close as I could to the infield wall, and you know, we were able to salvage an 8th place finish. So you know, made a little bit of money. Just wish we could have definitely done better.
And this is the actual side from the race.
Yeah,
we didn't have any.
We got lucky. I mean, I got out there unscathed. We don't have a scratch on it, so a little bit on the right rear wing, but that's it. But we got really lucky, so definitely could have been a lot worse. But glad to get out of there in one piece. So and can't wait. Can't wait to go back next year. You know, this was our first time going there in the Longhorn. I feel like that was hands down the best car I've had there. You know, we've had some good runs, but I feel like that was definitely the most consistent, best car I've had there. So we got some good notes. Can't wait to go back next year. And
we know what not to do.
Got some more ideas what not to do, but can't wait to get back. Then obviously just a very emotional win with Terbo. You know, me and Terbo's been pretty good buddies for quite a while. You know, the first time I ever met him, we were at Eldora. I think it was his very first trip there, World 100. We're parked up top of 3 and 4, and I think by Friday night, his dad said, "That's it, you've had enough." He was out of decks, out of T-bars. It was his first trip there. You know,
I'm sure his dad said that a lot of times.
Yeah, but, you know, just man, I mean, I've always known Turbo's tough. Like, there's no doubt in mind. Like, people think what they want about him. You know, he's Turbo. You know, he puts on a show. He definitely does some dumb stuff on the racetrack sometimes. But you know, the kid's great for our sport. He's a hell of a driver. And you know, one thing about Tyler that I like is, you know, he might tear it up, but he'll be the first one out there fixing it. You know, he does work his butt off. Like, he works hard. So I've always had a ton of respect for him in that aspect. And you know, I feel like in today's world, there's just way too many soft people. I mean, you know, back, you watch the F1 races and stuff, there'd be a guy die, burn to death right on the side, and they just keep on racing. You know, same thing with the motorcycle races and stuff. And nowadays, everybody wants to be dramatic about it and make big deals about it. And you know, Terbo did what I would have probably done. You know, he put his nose down to the grindstone, he went to work, and he did what he had to do. And I mean, what better way to honor your father than to go out like that? But
to win one of the biggest races of the year.
I can't imagine the emotions, you know what I'm saying, what he was going through, you know. Or,
even to have his mom there too.
Yeah, I mean, and to not tell anybody. I mean, it really probably was a smart plan on him, not having to deal with the drama. You know, he just kind of had to deal with it once the race was over. But man, I mean, hats off, Terbo. I mean, way to be a man, way to drive your balls off and get that W. I mean, that was awesome. Yeah. And you know, our thoughts and prayers are with you, bud, and your mom and your family. So I know you're tough, and you're gonna keep digging like you always do. So just want to say big congrats to you, man, on that. That was awesome. And now just everybody, please enjoy the rest of the video. You're gonna see some good action here. Like I say, one of the best races of the year. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to our channel. That helps out. And then we got plenty of swag still on the hustlerspeedshop.com. So thanks for checking us out.
Thanks for having us.
So I think,
Yeah.
pretty wet.
wetter than Thursday, you think?
Oh, it's way wetter than Thursday. I think it's wetter than yesterday.
Will look like this, starting on the pole out of Moweaqua, Illinois. It's the Moweaqua Missiles, Shannon Babb, and on the outside.
This was the front row in a heat race Thursday night.
Yes, it was. On his outside, it'll be the high side hustler out of Bloomington, Illinois. It's Jason Feger. We have got some heavy hitters in this.
So right now, Jason Feger says, hey man, the last time I was on the front row with Shannon Babb, you guys watered the top. Go out there and they did sprinkle it just a little bit at 1 and 2. It'll be Babb and Feger, Lando Lincoln on the front row here in Twisted Tech, qualifier number 3.
My goodness, what a race this will be as Twisted Tech qualifier number 3 gets underway. 12 laps in distance. Top 2 transfers. Shannon Babb on the inside, Jason Feger on the outside. Feger with the early hole shot down the back chute.
Side by side the lead now. Feger inches ahead. He'll lead lap 1. Babb in second. Feger is stretching it out on Shannon Babb, and right now Schlenk on the outside looking in. He's back in third.
And of course, the faster Feger goes, the quicker he's going to catch the back of the field as well. The last Jason Feger is clicking off here, Chris Ferguson. He's going to catch the back of the field in no time.
Yeah, this ought to be exciting. This looks like Talladega. There's so many cars everywhere on the track.
And Tanner Collins is going to draw the caution with 4 laps down.
Get 4 laps down, 8 to go when the Octane Race Products restarts.
And Shannon Babb did not get a great start initially. He'll let off into 1 and 2, though. Schlenk's going to slide up the track. Babb holds on to second. Here comes Freddie, and Ledford's with him.
Six laps down, 6 laps to go. Feger, trouble down in turns 3 and 4 as Colt Smith goes around and collects Tanner Collins. Tegan Evans with nowhere to go.
Underway, green flags out, 2 to go for who goes to the main event. Top 2 transfers. Shannon Babb running out of time.
Babb trying to drive back down to the inside of Rusty Schlenk and reclaim that guaranteed starting spot in the feature. He does not want to go to the win in your end this time by though. White flags out, and that will be negated because we piled him up over in turns 1 and 2.
Leads him off into 3 and 4. DJ white flag high in there on turn 4.
Final time around. Rusty Schlenk's actually got a run on the 25 of Jason Feger. Schlenk trying to pull an ace out of the head on the final lap.
Guys.
No.
It's the same suspects again back in the pack. Gosh. Well, that's going to set up a green-white together, a 1-lap dash to the checkers. Guys, I believe in you. 1-lap shootout here in Twisted Tech. Qualifier number 3. Oh, Babb had one little chance there. Couldn't capitalize. Off into 3 and 4. Jason Feger will take the win. Second. Rusty Schlenk. Third to Shannon Babb. Jason, this track, how much different is tonight than the first night? As they've really been able to tinker on this racetrack for a couple nights, and
Yeah, it's definitely a lot different than the first night. It's definitely getting pretty rough. More like a old school, even rougher, I think, than last night. But it's making some good racing, and you're gonna have to sit through these qualifiers, and you'll see some good racing in the future.
Got rougher.
Way rougher. Well, I need to know every time on the start what to do.
Yeah, just what you were doing.
Yeah, but I did two different things. One time I started high
And you
and
drove
the
away from
brown,
them.
and then the other time I turned down.
And-
But the second to last time I sheared, so it wasn't as good of a start. I knew that one, but I needed to know which one was better.
For me, when you stayed up and took off, it was better.
Well, that's what I wanted to know because I didn't know. I'd always like to know on my start, or just give me a start perfect, which you kind of did. But I did two different things because then
Both of them were good, though. You
Schwank
drove
did a really
away.
good job of running me clean. Neither one of them tried to creep on me, crowd me. I mean, they both did. You know what I mean? A lot of them guys try to get halfway up you, but at least here I can see on the jumbotron.
Yeah. Well, no, it was. Both starts were good.
That Kelly Carlton was going irate.
Really.
Thank God this is over. Come on, guys. We can't even get. You're in 10th. You're not making the show. There's no need to run each other over. He is madder than hell.
Oh, that's great.
Schwank pulls up to me. He's just like,
I know. It's like you guys couldn't make a lap without the idiots in the back.
$30,000 on the line. The 6th annual Castrol Gateway Dirt Nationals is underway.
laps on the board, 38 laps remain.
Down, 35 to go, green flags back out.
last night, DJ's got a pack of Hornets behind him. He's holding serve right now, but he's got a long way to go. Now a couple of different grooves around this 5th mile oval. We complete lap number 10. 10 down, 30 to go, and here comes Herrington. A big run off 2 down the back straightaway. You got a new leader, Roy. Hold it off into 3 and 4. Bauer to the inside. Herrington up top, a pair of 19s. You got a new leader here in the dome. It's Will Herrington. Rooster tells galore right now as we work down the back straight. We're working lap 13 of this 40-lap affair. It's Herrington, it's Tanner English, it's Tyler Erb, it's Cody Bauer, it's Tyler Carpenter, your top 5.
Feger and are about 3 laps away from going a lap down, and by the way, in 3 laps will be at 10 to go. finding the ruts. Here comes Terbo. Gateway Dirt Nationals here at the Dome in America Center. Will Herrington brings it back around to the green, and we're back underway.
Choppy and Rusty Schlenk with trouble. We'll see if Schlenk can whip it off the racetrack down the back straightaway. He will. We stay green.
We indeed stay green. This time by just 4 laps to go. Tyler Erb trying to hang on and grab the win. This time by men, white flag in the air, final time around. Then it's Devin Moran 6, Cody Bauer 7, and Jason Feger finishes in the 8th position.